What's a harmless prank to play on your friends? After they leave your place, text them you forgot your phone here. Bonus point if you take a picture of their phone on your kitchen table before they leave and send it with the text. I didn't think this will work until I remembered that one time I was looking for my phone while using it as torch. Somebody once signed me up for a bunch of free magazine subscriptions. It was several years ago and I still have no idea who it was. One day I started receiving a bunch of random magazines, from home gardening to crochet ones, all in my name. I did this to my friend, a grown-ass man getting 3 different subscriptions to youth equestrian magazines. Still haven't confessed, and he brings it up from time to time. Did this to my wife with the name Hot Pants My Sugar Tits. Was probably the funniest moment of my life when she called customer service to ask about it and had to tell the lady the name on the account. I always enjoyed putting sticky notes over the laser on their computer mouse and watching them try to figure out why it isn't responding. I did this with a coworker once and it was hilarious. Instead of a sticky note, I taped a picture of a troll face over the laser. I listened to him make frustrated grumbles to himself for several minutes while I was trying to keep it together. When he finally turned his mouse over, he yelled, "Dang it, haunted _ ice cream," from across the room, at which point we both lost it. It's an excellent, harmless prank. Definitely recommend. We have an Alexa at my work. One of my co-workers set an alarm to go off on a day I was at work and she wasn't. At 9 AM it started blasting Baby Shark. Scared the ever-living hell out of me. My old boss did this to his wife just before I moved out of state, except it was while she was home alone and it was Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" through the whole house. My roomie has an Alexa. The only Alexa command I know is, "Shut up, Alexa," because he constantly leaves the house while it's blaring music. My roommate and I are slowly purchasing frog decorations and just toy frogs in general, and seeing how long it takes our other roommate to notice that things are slowly becoming frogs. This one made me giggle. I don't know why, lol, thanks you. Grab a couple photos from around their house and snap a good well-centered picture with your phone. Then Photoshop something fun into the background, such as a dinosaur, Bigfoot, Elvis, or even just add yourself to a bunch of their photos. Reprint the new version of the picture in the same dimensions. Next time you're around, slip it into the frame over top the original. So long as you don't damage the original, it can be a fun game of see how long until they notice. I did something similar to a trainer's bio at the gym I worked at. I added the entire script of the B-movie as a watermark under his flyer. I've seen people replace their parents' picture of Jesus with one of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Takes people a while to notice normally. I sent large conspicuous boxes to my friends labeled Dr. Robusto's Micro Penis Enlargement Kit. The site said reusable. Why not refurbished, like new on the side instead? I needed to send my mom something in a long tube and I wrote, "Dildos are us" in big black letters on the outside, lol. She was mortified but laughed it off later. Duct tape a harmonica to the grille of your BFF's car. When your loved ones hit 40 miles per hour, they'll hear beautiful wailing sounds reminiscent of Neil Young. The whistles go woo. I did this to a friend, but I used just a regular whistle. On April Fool's a few years ago, I wore my name tag upside down at work. Whenever a club member brought it to my attention, I glanced down at it, looked up confused, and said, "It looks right side up to me." /dad jokes. This is very funny. I'll be doing just this in the future. Get a buddy to confirm this for you by having them read it over your shoulder from behind, then both of you give the observer a suspicious look and openly discuss their questionable literacy. For my friend's 30th birthday, I updated the autocorrect option on her home laptop that whenever she typed in her name, it corrected to "old lady." You evil genius. All the scrolling for good comments is worth it seems. This is terrible. Hide excess Pokemon or MTG cards in their stuff. Had a buddy who was finding energy cards years after the initial prank. I did that with business cards to a coworker once. Corporate furnished us with business cards, but within a 3-month period, we had title changes, promotions, and a change in corporate logo, and I got a new box of 500 business cards each time, so only 500 of my 1,500 business cards were usable by the end of the 3 months. I tucked those cards everywhere in her stuff and she was finding them for years. Back in college I went to Vegas. While I was there I collected hundreds of those cards they hand out on the strip for call girls/escorts. When I got home I put these cards everywhere in my roommate's car. I put most of them on the seats and the floors, but I also hid them in the trunk, under the floor mats, under the seats, in the glove box, in the gas lid, basically every nook I could think of. He thought the initial cleaning up of the ones on the seats and floors was the end of it. Nope. He was finding these cards for years, and every time he did he'd send me a picture of it. It was great. We have a tradition where I work that when someone quits, they hide a bunch of their business cards around the department. Some people hide them really well, and we don't find them for months. I was in Vegas a week ago or so, just passing through the city on our trip, and I saw a truck going around with an ad for escorts. That was slightly weird for me. Edit, why the fuck am I getting upvotes for this? Edit 2, I come back maybe an hour or so later and I have 2k upvotes. Didn't know my most upvoted thing on Reddit would be about escorts. Edit 3, thank you for my first goal, kind stranger. But why? A friend of mine sent unmarked postcards featuring different chimpanzees to me about once a week for more than a year. They all had the same message: having a great time, wish you were here. Love me. They all misspelled my name in different ways. They came from all over the world. She'd coordinated with a bunch of people she knew internationally. It got to the point where I saw my letter carrier, and he'd shake his head and ask, "Another one?" I never figured out who was sending them until she fessed up. I know this is a Bare Naked Ladies song. I believe that was the inspiration. Honey, why do you have so many photos of chimpanzees in your drawer? It is not what you think. Oh, I get it. I'm not gonna judge. Not a real chimpanzee, that's cruel. Hire a local actor to run into you and your friend while you are somewhere and recognize you as someone famous. Have them start speaking gibberish and you answer back in gibberish before taking a selfie with them. Then have them just leave extremely excited. When your friend asks what that was all about, just say something in gibberish, and when they say what, just say "oh sorry," and say it was nothing. And keep the charade going until your dying day. Every few weeks I turn down the speed of my coworker's vending machine by like 0.1 millimeters per second. He noticed that his machine takes longer than mine, but first, he doesn't know how to turn it back, second, he doesn't know it's me, and third, he doesn't know that it will get worse. Set it back to normal from time to time and start the cycle anew. Vending machine? Like a pipe or machine shop tool? Leave a random object on their doorstep during the night. If it confuses them enough, it may mildly bother them for the rest of their life. I mean, somebody left a painted rock on my steps and it basically made my summer. Then tell them it's crows bringing them trinkets, because crows genuinely do this if you feed them in your garden, and they always remember which person's house to bring things to. While nodding sagely as if you're an expert on crow behavior. Then when your mate says that they don't feed crows, say, "Oh, they must have the wrong address then." Steal something innocuous, like a pair of distinct socks from their dresser. Mail it to your most remote acquaintance. Have your acquaintance mail it back to your friend without explanation. Ultimately harmless, but their confusion after receiving something of their own in the mail from someone they've never met from a place they've never been is delicious. I love this. Delicious. The old clear nail polish on a bar of soap is my favorite. Can you explain? I don't know about it. If you're in a position to do it, make them a celebrity for a day. When I was a grad student we did this to one of our professors. About a dozen of us coordinated to offer our students in freshman composition extra credit if they went up to one of our professors and pretended he was a celebrity and asked for his autograph, get a picture taken with him, etc. We made sure to give them all his schedule for the day, let him know where his office was and just let them loose. He got stopped dozens of times to sign autographs and take pictures. It irritated the hell out of him, but he appreciated the joke. I really like this one. Especially if you give them some back history so they can gush things like I've read your article in volume 35 number 7 of the Journal of Meteorology dozens of times. There was a prank done to a small-time local band where a guy paid dozens of people to buy all the tickets to their upcoming show, learn all of their songs, and then everybody rocked out like they were seeing their favorite band. The band couldn't believe it, but of course had the show of their lives. They would later learn about the prank and felt humiliated. The guy who coordinated it also ended up feeling very badly about the whole thing. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.